Have you ever walked through the quiet woods of North America and felt a sense of ancient history all around you? Throughout the heartland of the United States, especially in places like Ohio and West Virginia, there are thousands of mysterious earthen mounds. Some are shaped like giant serpents, others are perfect cones reaching for the sky. For centuries, these mounds were just a part of the landscape, but in the 1800s, as farmers began to plow their fields and towns started to expand, they began to uncover something truly astonishing hidden within them. These weren't just hills of dirt. They were ancient burial sites, holding secrets that could rewrite the story of America's first inhabitants. Imagine you're a farmer in the 19th century. You're clearing your land and your shovel hits something hard. You dig a little deeper, expecting a rock, but instead you pull out a bone, a human bone. But this is no ordinary bone. It's massive, far larger than any you've ever seen. As you and your neighbors continue to dig, you uncover an entire skeleton. The person it belonged to must have been incredibly tall, maybe 7, 8, or even 9 feet high. This wasn't a one-time discovery. Reports like this started popping up in local newspapers all across the country, telling tales of a lost race of giants who once roamed the land. These discoveries sparked a fire of curiosity and wonder. Who were these giant people? Where did they come from? The local accounts were filled with incredible details. They described skeletons with double rows of teeth, massive jawbones that could fit over a normal person's head, and skulls that were abnormally thick. They were often found buried with copper armor, intricate ornaments, and stone tablets covered in strange symbols that no one could decipher. It was as if an entirely different chapter of human history was being unearthed, one that didn't fit with the official story being taught in schools. What other secrets were these ancient mounds holding? The sheer number of these finds is what makes the mystery so compelling. From New York to California and from Wisconsin down to the Gulf of Mexico, the stories were remarkably similar. These weren't just isolated tall individuals. The reports suggested entire communities of giant people. They were buried with care, often in elaborate log-lined tombs deep within the mounds. It raises so many questions. Were these the mound builders themselves? Were they a ruling class of giants, or a separate race altogether? The whispers from these ancient mounds tell us one thing for sure. The past is a lot more mysterious than we think. Let's dive deeper into what these early explorers and farmers actually found. The newspaper articles from the time read like something out of a fantasy novel. In the 1880s, in Tioga Point, Pennsylvania, a group of reputable antiquarians uncovered a burial mound containing the skeletons of 68 men. The incredible part? The average height of these skeletons was reported to be 7 feet tall. But that wasn't all. Some of the skulls had strange bony projections, almost like horns, a couple of inches above the eyebrows. Can you imagine finding something like that? It's a discovery that defies our modern understanding of human anatomy. Another famous case comes from the San Diego Union in 1895. The story tells of a group of Native Americans who found a mysterious tomb on San Nicolas Island. Inside, they discovered the skeleton of a giant woman, said to be nearly 9 feet tall. She was found buried with the remains of a child and surrounded by artifacts made of abalone shells and strange animal skins. What's fascinating is that local legends from the region had long spoken of a tribe of giants who lived on the Channel Islands. Could this discovery have been physical proof of those ancient stories? It's a tantalizing thought, connecting folklore directly to a physical find. The details get even more specific and stranger. Many reports mentioned skeletons with a double row of teeth. Think about that for a second. 2 full sets of teeth, one behind the other. In 1833, soldiers digging a pit for a powder magazine at Lompoc Rancho, California, unearthed a male skeleton that was reportedly 12 feet tall. This giant was said to have a double row of teeth in both his upper and lower jaws. He was surrounded by giant axes, carved shells, and stone tablets covered in unknown writing. These recurring details, like the double teeth, are what make so many researchers believe these weren't just hoaxes or exaggerations. So, what are we to make of all this? We have hundreds of documented accounts, many from respected doctors, professors, and historians of the day. They describe giant skeletons, often 7 feet or taller, with unusual features like double teeth or horned skulls. They were found with advanced artifacts, suggesting a sophisticated culture. This evidence points to a chapter of North American history that is completely missing from our textbooks. It tells a story of a powerful and mysterious people who lived and died long before recorded history. The question isn't just who were they, but also where did all the evidence go? This is where the story takes a turn, moving from a local mystery to a nationwide conspiracy theory. As these incredible discoveries were being made throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a new institution was rising in prominence, the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. Its mission was to collect and preserve America's history and artifacts, and according to many of the original newspaper reports, that's exactly what happened. Time and time again, the articles end with a familiar line. The bones were sent to the Smithsonian for further study. It seemed like the perfect place for these world-changing artifacts to go. However, here's the mystery. If the Smithsonian received hundreds of giant skeletons, where are they today? If you visit the museum, you won't find a single one on display. If you search their official records, you'll find no mention of 9-foot-tall humans with double rows of teeth. It's as if they vanished into thin air. This disappearance has led many people to believe that the Smithsonian didn't just lose the bones. They deliberately hid them. Why would they do such a thing? The theory suggests that these giant skeletons didn't fit the accepted scientific theory of human evolution and North American history at the time. Think about it. The established scientific view was that humans had only been in the Americas for a few thousand years and had evolved in a clear, linear path. A race of 8-foot-tall, highly advanced giants would have completely shattered that theory. It would have forced scientists to rethink everything they thought they knew. The conspiracy alleges that, rather than face this monumental task, a small group of influential people at the Smithsonian decided to simply make the evidence disappear. They allegedly destroyed the skeletons to protect the mainstream narrative and their own reputations. It's a shocking claim, but is it possible? The Smithsonian has always denied these claims, stating they are a myth. They say that the 19th century accounts were likely exaggerations or misinterpretations of jumbled bones. They argue that there is no evidence of a cover-up and no secret warehouse full of giant skeletons. Yet the accusations persist. Groups like the World Explorers Club have even filed lawsuits demanding the Smithsonian release documents related to the destruction of giant human remains. Whether it's a massive cover-up or a massive misunderstanding, one thing is certain. The bones that were once the talk of the nation are now gone, leaving us with more questions than answers. This might sound like a crazy question, but let's explore it. If a race of giants once walked the Americas, is it possible that they didn't all die out? Could some of them have retreated into the deepest, most remote wilderness areas of the continent, far from our modern world? This is where the story of the giants intersects with another famous mystery, the legend of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. For centuries, people have reported seeing giant, hairy, human-like creatures in the forests of the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Could these creatures be the last living descendants of the ancient giants? The descriptions of Bigfoot are surprisingly similar to the skeletons found in the mounds. Witnesses describe a creature that is incredibly tall, between 7 and 10 feet, with massive shoulders and a powerful build. They walk upright like a human. While no one has reported seeing a Bigfoot with double rows of teeth, the sheer size and human-like nature connect the two mysteries. Perhaps the ancient giants weren't a separate species of human, but a type of primate, like Bigfoot, that was intelligent enough to create a culture, bury its dead, and then retreat from the encroaching world of modern humans. Think about the vast, unexplored wilderness that still exists in North America. There are millions of acres of dense forest, rugged mountains, and deep canyons where a small population of elusive creatures could easily hide. We are still discovering new species of animals and insects all the time. Is it really impossible that a large, intelligent primate could have avoided official detection? The thousands of eyewitness accounts of Sasquatch, combined with footprint casts and intriguing video footage, suggest that something is out there. Maybe we've been looking for the wrong thing, a missing link ape, when we should have been looking for the last of the giants. Ultimately, we are left with a puzzle. We have historical accounts of giant skeletons, legends of giants from Native American tribes, and modern-day sightings of giant creatures. Are they all connected? The mystery of the American giants is a powerful reminder that history is not always what it seems. It encourages us to keep an open mind, to question the official story, and to never stop exploring. The truth is out there, perhaps buried under a forgotten mound, stored in a secret vault, or maybe, just maybe, watching us from the shadows of the deep woods. The expedition is far from over.